Good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday, February 16th. And look who's here. Jason Westcott and myself. We are going to be hosting. I don't know how this is going to work for the next week, but you've got us. And we're
Sorry.
going to be. What's that?
I said sorry.
Well, I think we had some real positive responses from some wonderful comments from everybody about how they felt that we were doing a good job in Tim's absence. So I'm not going to feel too bad. It was a nice warm welcome and everything. So we'll do the best we can. But we are here. Jason is with me today, and I don't know what the guest schedule is going to look like for the interviews and stuff coming up. We'll figure something out. But today we're winging it a little bit. I know that the big mice with the big cheese are gone. So basically, yeah, we're having a kegger at the office today. So, oh wait, are we still live?
Yes. Yes,
Oh
we are.
boy, I hate when that happens.
Nate's like, turn the plane around.
They're not planing it.
Oh, they're
They're
driving.
driving it. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know that I've driven that road too many times. I don't like it, especially going down through Jersey and Pennsylvania. That's just not fun down through there. I just
Or
don't
like
like that.
Virginia, like where the road turns concrete. Da-dum, 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 da-dum.
But
So
eventually you get to south of the border. Eventually you get to south of the
annoying.
border.
Yeah.
But they keep telling you about south of the border
The border.
for about 700 miles.
Yeah. Yeah. Amen. Oh
The
God.
first time that I drove that, you're almost there. You're almost there. I was like, okay, I have to stop. It has to be done because this must be the best, most awesome thing you've ever seen. What a massive disappointment.
Oh
So
yeah. Absolutely.
it was a one stopper, and that was that. I did find, speaking of going up and down 95, there is a cigar humidor place inside of this shop plaza that has Western wear and all. I can't remember the name of it, but it's also one of those things where you see the signs for miles and miles. We ended up stopping there, and my wife got a pair of cowboy boots that she absolutely still loves. And I got a bunch of cigars out of the humidor that they had in there. And surprisingly, out of the middle of nowhere, a really nice cigar shop. So crazy, crazy, crazy. But that's where
Something
they're
never.
headed. And they're of course going to family reunion. We
Yep.
are holding down the fort, and we're going to be holding down the fort all the way through to next week. So, like I said, there's going to be some conversations going in and out. But we're going to start off today with things that we typically do. We're going to go through the schedule today, and today is Wednesday. So the big news for today is obviously Jason. Take it away.
Contracts class. 3 states:
Contract.
Mass, New Hampshire, and Maine, all today.
All of them today.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Alice is doing mass, right?
At
She is
9.
the
Yep.
resident spokesperson for Massachusetts.
Yeah. So a lot of people don't know that Alice is actually our designated broker for the state of Massachusetts. Like
I
everyone,
didn't
like
know
Nathan.
that.
Yep. Yeah. Our mass license is in Alice's name. So all your mass questions, broker level questions, go to Alice.
I, that is, I had no idea. That's just one more thing that Alice is. Uh, I'm I'm sure without any question that she excels at it. And
Oh, of course she does. I mean,
yeah,
Alice
if
is
you
like the
guys
queen of
haven't had a
the
chance
queen
to
of
talk
culture
with
here.
Alice, you got to talk to Alice. Alice is great. And one of the nicest people on the planet. But besides that, I mean, just happens to be, that bonus of being the coolest person ever.
Yeah.
So we have the mass contracts at 9. Who's doing Maine? Do you know who's doing Maine?
So Maine is being done. So Karen Hamilton's on vacation. God bless her, taking. She's on assignment. She posted a picture last night where she got herself a nice sunburn. Go
Oh,
on her
I saw
Facebook
that.
page. Yeah, she has a before and after photo, and she really stayed in the sun a little too long. God bless her. Um, and then the so today Maine is being covered by the great Susan Kenyon.
Oh, Susan Kenyon. All right.
Yeah,
We
so
are
we're
very
jumping into
familiar with
that.
Susan, always involved with some wonderful things. So Susan is going to be handling that at 10 a.m. And who's doing
Yep.
11? Who's doing New
I
Hampshire?
I will be covering New Hampshire today.
Covering New Hampshire. So,
Yeah, New
it's
Hampshire.
interesting. with the new agents that I onboard from a tech perspective, one of the things that always comes up is, who do I go to for questions on contracts? Or I even get questions, which I shouldn't be getting questions. You should not ask me questions about anything to do with real estate in terms of what you should do or shouldn't do, because not a broker, not an agent. So there's that. But when I do get those questions, I always refer them to the contract classes, and we talk about them every single day. We talk about them all the time. They're every week. And I got to be honest with you, I'm a little surprised how many people go, contract classes? What's that?
Yeah.
If you know anybody in our market center, tell them about contracts classes. Bring it up as a conversation starter. Hey, what was the last contracts class you attended? What?
It's funny because we have two agents. Not gonna drop names, but we have two agents in the company that are really good friends, and they'll bet. They'll be like, so and so you can't do this, or in this state you can't do that, or you can only do this with the contract here. And the other one will say, no, that's not true. And they'll say, want to bet $5? We'll go to contracts and ask. Like, they literally buy each other coffee off of the competition of what you can and can't do. It's awesome. So when they get on and I get the question from a certain person, like sometimes I'll even say like, I have to look that up exactly because I know they're betting on it. So I'm like, hold on, let me grab the
Oh,
exact rule. I don't
let
want to
me
give
go
you like a
find
winged version, but yeah. So
out.
it's a riot. But contracts class
That.
is something that.
Go
Go ahead.
ahead. No, go ahead.
I say contracts class is something that it's. I will tell you that when something happens, right? In there are two types of agents. I hate to say this: those that have been sued and those that will be. Right. I mean, we just deal with some big stuff as far as the contract side of it, and people's biggest investment. Right.
Mhm.
So it's funny. The first thing that when something happens and a lawyer calls, the first question Nate says is pull the file, timeline it, and do they go to classes? It's what Nate and Jen always ask us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we understand that people make mistakes, and we can prove that people have been coming to contract classes or any class that we offer really, and then it's a
Mhm.
true mistake. When we can't document that, then it starts to become maybe it's negligent.
Mhm.
So I always say contract class is the best class we offer for two reasons. One, it really does cover your backside when it comes to legality side, and
Mhm.
two, it makes you a much better negotiator if you actually know the contracts.
Yeah.
I'd be shocked at how many agents that have been in the business for so long that don't know it's a boilerplate. The parts that you don't fill in, that's what they
Mhm.
don't know, right? I've had an agent. It was funny. He's a broker. I've been a broker 40 years, and you know what? I'm sick of you, Keller Williams agents. You guys always want to hold us to the nitty gritties of the contract.
Weird thing about that.
Yeah, weird. Yeah, we're in a
Yeah.
contract business.
Yeah.
Thanks. You
Yeah.
know.
So
So
I got to relate a story. Um, about asking people that that we were talking about making bets about. Well, I think it's this and I think it's that. I was in my car with one of my best friends for 20 something odd years, and we went to we were having dinner at their house, and so we went back to the liquor store to pick up some libations. And on the way back from the liquor store back to his house, he didn't put on his seatbelt in the car. And I was like, dude, you got to put your seatbelt on in the car. And he goes, no, you don't. And I'm like, dude, it's the law. You have to put your seatbelt on in the car. And he looks at me and he goes, Robert, you know that I've been a police officer for 25 years, right? And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right. I'm telling a cop about the law. Think about that. I made the big mistake of thinking that I knew something when I was sitting quite literally next to a guy who that's what he does for a living. That's his job.
yeah,
If you have a question and you're not sure of the answer, or if you think you know the answer, it would always behoove you to check with an authority. In this case, the guy sitting next to me was in fact the authority, and I pretty much was like, oh yeah, okay, that's right. So check with the authorities. Who's the authority? Jason Westcott. So we have contracts today. We have at 2:00 today. We have the New Hampshire. Oh, the New Hampshire. I'm looking at the thing and the first words out of my mouth. We have the open lab today. So the open lab is the drop-in, and that's starting to really gain some steam. I'm really happy with that. The people are coming into the lab and dropping in and saying hi and asking questions. And what's really awesome is I'll receive an email from somebody and they'll say, "Hey, I got a question about this and that." And if it's something that I can answer via email, I will. I mean, I'll just pop it out there. But if it's something where I want to look a little bit deeper, and quite honestly, sometimes you guys present me with emails and you're like, "I'm doing this and something's happening." I'm like, I need to see that. I will tell people, look, pop into the lab and let's just take a look at it. And it's a great way to avoid having to get on my schedule for 2-3 weeks out in some cases, because the schedule gets very busy. But these labs are scheduled times for you to just pop in. So it's really nice that we have that. I enjoy it. If you do come in, it's getting so popular that there are times when you will wait 10-15 minutes to get into the actual room with me. We take one person at a time. It's a private conversation. It's not something where everybody just jumps in the lab and we all chat about stuff. So if you're in the waiting room, just stick around. I've got a little video in the waiting room now to let you know, hey, go get a cup of coffee, come back, sit down, relax, and I'll be with you in a minute. Because it's great that it's that busy where people are showing up, and quite frankly, if you want to get in early, show up right at 2 o'clock when the doors open, and we'll get you in there. So the lab's at 2 o'clock today, and that's at kwtechtv.com. So those are the things that are going on. Obviously, family reunion is going to be starting this weekend, and if you haven't gotten your tickets for that, you're behind the game. FR22, I think. I don't know if the code still works. Tim was talking about that for a few days, but if that code still works, get in there, and we'll be, having some good times with that family reunion this weekend. As a matter of fact, I just found out yesterday that our very own regional tech trainer, Brooke, is going to be speaking at the family reunion digitally. She's going to be speaking, and I'm like, oh, that is so awesome. Our region being represented by our RTT, Brooke Silva, going to be talking this weekend. So check it out. I think that's going to be really cool. So that's what's going on. So I do have an update for you, and we'll see if anybody that's watching right now. Let's see, we've got about 12 people here. I think somebody will be able to pass this information along. There was a I took a look at the Keller Williams Market Center police blotter over the last week, and it turns out that there was a case of the missing Lindt chocolates. And what I found was that there was a situation where a group of people were putting together chocolates in packaging, and they were going to distribute all these wonderful chocolates to different people. And apparently a case of chocolate went missing, and they couldn't figure it out. Well, I must say, I got interested in this, and I did some digging, and we found some leads, and I think we have a suspect. And from what I understand, that suspect is driving a vehicle. The only thing that we have is some identification that was a dark-haired individual, female, dark-haired individual with very bright eyes. So be on the lookout for a dark-haired female with bright eyes, and we may be able to recover the case of Lindt. What is Carol Goodwin is chiming in the chat down here. I wonder, Carol, do you have any additional information for us, Carol, on the case of the missing Lindt chocolates? Carol?
He's asking for it because he wants it in writing.
Carol. All I'm saying, dark-haired individual, bright eyes, in a vehicle, a case of chocolates. I think we have a suspect. That's all I'm saying.
You see what Doyle wrote? The 75 hard participants are clearly not suspects. We are not stealing chocolate.
Carol's looking for an attorney. Carol, I didn't mention you by name. I have no idea what you're talking about. All I'm saying is there was somebody who looked, well, suspiciously like Carol.
Carol, claim the fifth. Go with the fifth.
So there's that story.
Go with the Fifth Amendment and walk on.
Looks like innocent until proven guilty. Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, So, the rest of this week, like I said, we're going to be having a rotating guest coming in and out. So we're going to be look forward to that. We're going to try and provide you guys with some great information. And of course, updates as updates on family reunion as we get through that next week. We don't know quite yet if we are going to get Tim or anybody from Florida up early in the morning to be able to join us. We gave them an assignment to feel free to join. I think this is going to be very interesting to see if any of them do. So, Jason, you taking bets? You want to put some numbers down?
Tim might. I mean, go with a 60-40 on that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
I'll parlay the bet. Who do I give my money to?
Oh man, that's funny. All right, well, Carol, listen. I don't know what you're some kind of guilty conscience over there. She's over there making her case like
Yeah,
she's
yeah,
in a
I see
court
that.
of law.
Yeah, innocent till proven guilty. Silence is okay.
You
Silence
didn't
is
have to
okay.
say anything.
Yeah, right. Miranda rights. Miranda rights.
So you know what? All I'm gonna say is that I didn't get any of those chocolates, and I like
Yeah,
Lindt
we
chocolates.
Robert, we.
You're a Lindt
We.
chocolate as well. Yeah.
I like chocolate. I just can't eat it for another 20 some odd, 29,
Well,
maybe no, maybe it's 39 more days. I don't remember. Can't
that's
see the
going to
board.
be a problem.
Yeah.
Just so you know, I think the Lindt chocolate expiration date is 1 day past it's in my possession.
Oh, 100%.
Oh well. All right. So listen, do you have anything for us? Anything else that you'd like to add? I've completely monopolized this talking about
I've got
goofy stuff.
so yesterday we did the new construction class. We had a great turnout. We had like 30 people on the Zoom room channel, and we had 14 people in the room at the Meredith office, which was
Oh
what we were
my
allowed to put in
gosh,
here.
that's awesome.
Yeah, with the distancing and the requirements and what Nate set, we
Hmm.
had 14 people live and 29 people or something like that on the channel. We're going to be doing it again on the 28th. It's going to be in Portsmouth. We can put a few more people in the Portsmouth training room. It's bigger, obviously. That's going to be on the 28th, which is, I do believe, a Monday. It starts at 10 a.m. You can also join in the Zoom. Zoe's going to be having that link added up. Look for it on the news. Now, the reason why I'm not putting the link up anywhere, everyone's been saying, why don't you put it in the chat? Why don't you do that? I want all you guys getting the 714 news email. If you're interested in this new construction class, which is called Nailed It New Construction, that's what
Hmm.
Zoe's tagged it. It's kind of funny. You need to be making sure that Helen has your correct email that you're using. So if you're not using your KW, so like Westcott at KW.com, if I'm not using that and I'm using Jason Westcott at the Westcott Group or Jason Westcott at Realty, blah, 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 whatever you're calling or email you're using, AOL, you got mail. Make sure Helen has it. She will update the list so that you're getting this email at 714. That's the only spot where I'm putting this link to come to my new construction class. I want
There
everybody
you go.
getting this email. We're getting a huge amount of conversations at the leadership level that they're not receiving the information that when Robert's tech tube is, when the construction class is, when we have contrast class, really, you know what I mean? Like, and I get it. You're probably not getting the email. You changed your email. That's fine. We're not saying that you have to use the KW email. Give us the right one so you get that morning email, so you know what's coming today, tomorrow, and next month. That
Hmm.
email is very, 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 very informative. At the very
Yes.
bottom of it, it's got the Google Drive attachment to it. So if you need to get
You
into the KW Google Drive, it's down the bottom. You can get to the
Yeah,
training calendar. You can get to
everything.
the correct logos. You can get to the correct color red that Keller Williams uses. Whatever
Yeah.
you need, that email has it all on there. It's an
Yeah.
amazing piece of information. So
Well,
the only way you're
it's
going to get in my
interesting.
class in that link is if you get that email. So ask Helen. You got 12 more days to sign up. So jump on that.
A little full disclosure here. The email that Jason is referring to, the morning news, um, we use that as our guide to talk to you. This is what we're using. I've got it up on the screen right over here. It is Timmy and the Listing Factory, and it's got the 90 days out. It's got everything that we're talking about. As a matter of fact, it's got so much of what we're talking about that we can't even talk about all of it because there's so much going on. And one of the things I just realized that one of the things that we've been really trying to get you guys kind of tuned in with is we are coming up on the 2021 award ceremony for last year. It's going to be held on March 3rd. And we need you. We last year we had this wonderful flood of warm and lovely stories that people had experienced the previous year about their wins and their moments. We would love to hear more from all of you about your wins and about the great moments that you had in 2021. I know you had them. Because we were here with you. We heard about some great stories, heard about some wonderful things. Please, 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 in the morning news, there is a link to submit your story. All you need is one picture and a little 2 sentence, 3 sentence description of what your win or your best moment was from last year. You can come up with one. And the reason I'm kind of pushing this and the reason we're pushing so hard is because our deadline is fast approaching. The March 3rd date came upon us really quick, and we're hustling to get the presentation together for you. So the sooner you get your wins in, the more likely they're going to be in there. We're going to have a cutoff at some point, and I'll get as many as I can in there. But I'd like to have as many as I can. So make sure you go into the morning news. There is it's a little red carpet down there, a beautiful graphic that Alana had made. Click on that submit proudest moments for 2021 and make sure that you include a picture and a small description of what happened. And please be sure to do that. We would love to hear from you. We want you to be represented in the ceremony. So obviously we're giving the awards out to you guys, but we want your information. We want you to participate in the ceremony, and this is the best way for you to do it.
Yeah.
And Alana just put the link in the chat inside Facebook for us there. So there tons and tons going on. I'm looking through the news right now, and my gosh, if you haven't looked at it in a while, not only is Zoe doing a fantastic job of making sure that it's current and the information is in there that you need, but she's actually increased the amount of information available to you so that you really do have one-stop shopping here for all of the things. There's the deposit link training is now in there. Oh my gosh, everything is in here. Everything is in there. Go take a look at that. We are done. I am going to be, apparently now I'm being called as a witness in this trial against the Lindt chocolate, the missing Lindt chocolate. I don't know. I just got a
The
summons.
missing Lindt chocolate.
I don't know. All I can say is I you know, I don't have to talk. If I have enough Lindt chocolate coming in, I don't have to say a word.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
All right, you guys. Jason, have an awesome day. Enjoy your classes today. And everybody remember, Jason is going to be doing the New Hampshire class today at, what is it, 11 or something like that? So
11, yeah. Maine, New Hampshire's about to start. Massachusetts is about to start in, 5 minutes? So
5 minutes. Go see Alice. Tell her I said hi. All right,
Yeah.
you guys. Take care.